Hello everybody, welcome to the Be Lucky podcast with me, your host, Daryl Carter. This is your free weekly podcast that goes out on YouTube. Members have their own private podcast, but this one is free to look at the ITV Racing on Saturday. What a weekend! What a weekend of racing coming up. We've got the Irish 2000 Guineas that takes centre stage, and I've got a strong fancy in it, and I cannot wait to get started. So let's kick straight on, shall we? It's Haydock, the 115 Class 3 over a mile that starts the action on ITV. And I think the market has got the right favourite here. Great Chieftain for Paul and Oliver Cole. They've booked William Buick. He's drawn in stall 2. He's going to be ridden handily. And he is a very progressive 4-year-old. I don't think this is as deep as the number suggests. We've got 14 runners in here, most of which are exposed. And Great Chieftain just hit the line very, very strongly at Newmarket last time. And I do think there's far more scope in his handicap mark of 89. He's in a Class 3. He should be running in Class 2 company at the very minimum. And I think he'd take a world of whacking, to be honest with you. I'm not entirely sure where the dangers are going to come from if he puts his best foot forward. I think Great Chieftain will get you off to a flyer on the ITV Racing on Saturday. We switch over to Goodwood. It's a 130, 7 furlongs, Class 2 handicap for 3-year-olds. And I've not really got a massively strong opinion in this race. The market has Richard Hughes' rare change at the top of it. It's wide open. It's 7-1 the field. Uncle Don 8-1. Best rate 9-1. Mr. Chaplin 9-1. Power Fizz for William Haggis 9-1. Bob Marley 12-1. Lots of unexposed young 3-year-old horses in this race. Plenty who will end the season higher than their current rating, no doubt. I thought Mr. Chaplin was eye-catching. He was really, really good here last season when he powered home from off the pace. Ralph Beckett's got Richard Kingscote in the saddle. And if he's ready first time up on his seasonal debut, I think he could go very well. He looked like a horse that was well ahead of the handicapper last year on his handicap debut for mark of 88 when beating Original Outlaw, and he came from a mile back to steam home. Really clocked a decent closing sectional time that day. Went to York behind the Lion and Winter in the Acon, finished 5th, not disgraced, and then was behind Benevento in a listed event at the back end of last season at Doncaster. Back into a handicap today, second start in a handicap. He could go very well. I do quite like him. Power Fizz is the other interesting one for William Haggis. Just continues to improve start on start. But it's wide open. The Power Fizz I just mentioned is drawn stall 16. So that's going to be pretty difficult. Mr. Chaplin in stall 1. Could find traffic down the inside. But I think the tentative selection would go to Mr. Chaplin in that 130 at Goodwood. We head back over to Haydock where we have the Betfred Silver Bowl. Good handicap this. Normally a very good handicap. But it's a race I've not really got a strong opinion in. There's a couple in here that could go well. King Casper looked very useful when winning the last day at Newmarket over a mile. Powered away towards the finish. Stiff mile there at Newmarket. And he did his best work late. Sharper mile here around Haydock on quick ground. Roger Varian has one in here, making his handicap debut off a mark of 90. That's Terum. And he looked pretty useful. Clocked a good time at Thirsk when getting on top of Porol del Oro at odds on. Fort George is in here. Fred Walker, he'll go well. But this is how the market looks. They've got King Casper 5-1. Taroom 11-2. Aficento 8-1. Dixie Blues 9-1. Fort George 9-1. Thunder Wonder 11-1. Already looking exposed is Charlie Johnson's Thunder Wonder. They run their horses too much. Transparent 11-1. Bowen Island 14-1. City of God 14-1, and bigger the rest. Very, very tricky heat. If you like something in this race, let me know in the comment section down below, because I'd love to read your thoughts on it. But for me, it's just a bit too tricky on a day where there's plenty to get stuck into. We head over to Beverley for the 210, the Beverley Needer handicap. Again, not a race I'm going to have a strong opinion on. 2-year-old races with plenty of unexposed horses. It's not really for me, but I did like the way Ali Shuffle did the business the last day at Chester. Got on top really nicely. Had one here previously, beating Argento Tango. It's a good little race, but there's plenty of value elsewhere. I would just edge with Carl Burke's runner at the top of the market at a best price 5-2. That would be very, very fair. We are waiting for other bookmakers to open up. It's very early in the day. It is 1:15 on Thursday. But Ali Shuffle, perhaps the tentative selection there. We head back to Haydock for the 225. And this is a really good race. I say it's a really good race. There's a really nice priced horse in this race, I think. And I think that's running line at the top of the market. Over 10 furlongs today. Back on a flat track, which is the most important thing for this running lion. John Gosden stopped running her on undulating tracks at Newmarket and Epsom. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like it. She's back on a flat track today. And her form figures, when you take away those runs at Newmarket and that run at Epsom where she was beaten 3 lengths by Breege, she just looks like a really progressive horse. She was second in the Group 1 behind Friendly Soul in the Prix d'Opera last year, at the back end of last year. That form is absolutely miles better than anything else has achieved in this race. Her win over Laurel at Ascot is also a good piece of form. She's progressive. She's got that seasonal debut under her belt at Newmarket, and she's going to come on a ton for me. She's clear on the rating. She doesn't have a penalty for the Group 2 win last year. She's down into listed company. Lots to like about Running Lion. Honestly, I think I can't really have her beat here. I think she'll take care of Diamond Rain, who's got a little bit to prove now the way she finished off last season. Heading back over to Beverley, it's the 2-year-old trophy. Small field, really disappointing turnout, to be honest with you. And again, no real strong opinion. Carl Burke has a newcomer in here called Naval Light. Sam James takes the ride, has been put in at 6-4 at the top of the market, is a son of Havana Grey and related to a couple of winners, but who knows what to expect there. The standard is not set particularly high, and if Naval Light has got a bit about him, then he could be hard to beat. But I'm not going to waste your time. I don't know enough about the horses in the race, so we'll kick straight on. Back over to Haydock for the Sandy Lane, the Group 2 Stakes. Great race. Symbol of Honour's turned out again quickly, right? Turned out again quickly. 7 days on from winning at Newbury over Ides of March. This is not like Charlie Appleby. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're thinking he's a good horse, but he's not a great horse, and we've just got to strike while the iron's hot. That would just concern me a little bit. The 7-day turnaround's not great for a 3-year-old, is it? But he does look very, very nice. Big Mojo was rapid at Ascot the last day, beating Diablo Rojo, who was dropping down in distance. I never thought he was a 6-furlong horse, but it looks like he could be a 6-furlong horse. Arizona Blaze next in the market at 4-1. Sorry, I should have read these off. You've got Symbol of Honour 11-4. Big Mojo 7-2. Arizona Blaze 4-1. Powerful Glory, who did look good in 2 starts last year, 6-1. Ain't Nobody 8-1. First Instinct for William Haggis 12s. Arabian Dust 20s. Dash Dizzy for Charlie Johnston 22s. Cooler Zane for James Tate 22s. Candy for Richard Spencer 40-1. 40-1 seems a bit mad about Candy, but he does need to step up. He's got a rating of 99. He's got loads to find. But Symbol of Honour at the top of the market. This is a 6/7 furlong horse. I've always thought he wanted a flat track. He's a lovely mover, big long stride on him. I've always thought he was a 6 furlong horse as well. And I see no reason really to sort of get stuck in and take him on other than that quick turnaround. If you can find reasons to take him on, he's not the most solid favourite that you'll find all day. But I do think he's the right favourite. He's a very strong stayer. And like I say, Haydock will really suit him. Nice flat track. And he'll get a really good pace to aim at. And he could be finishing strongest of all if he's none the wiser for the quick turnaround of 7 days. So, very tricky little race. Arizona Blaze is interesting, but I'm really, really struggling to forgive Arizona Blaze his defeat last year over 6 furlongs at York. I know he's improved since then, and that was his worst performance of his last 6, but still struggling because I was very disappointed that he got beat that day. Powerful Glory looks interesting, but won in deep ground at Newbury. Maybe getting back on a sounder surface might seem to even a better effect, but he's been off the track a long time, conceding race fitness to some smart horses at the top of the market. Symbol of Honour just edges it for me, but will I be getting involved in my own cash? I'm not entirely convinced. Let's switch over to the height of fashion at Goodwood, the 3:15, the listed race. Over 10 furlongs. Queen of Thieves was disappointed, man, at Chester behind Mini Hawk, beating 13 lengths. Looked like she was really progressing before that. Just absolutely threw in a shocker, threw in a howler at Chester. Anyone that backed her that day would have been mightily disappointed. She's your 4-1 market leader, so it'll tell you how deep this listed race is. Rhapsody, a winner on debut for William Haggis, but then only 6th on seasonal returns, 4-1. Music Piece, 9-2. Perfect Your Craft for Ralph Beckett, 7-1. Star of Light, another Gosden runner that is owned by the Oppenheimers, the same as Queen of Thieves, gets cheek pieces for the first time. That can't be a positive. Trad Jazz, Janie Mackers, Victoria Harbour, all much bigger prices. And then the two outsiders, Never Let Go for Ed Walker at 40s and Manila Thriller for Jack Shannon at 50s. Where do you start with this? Well, Queen of Thieves being favourite on the back of a 13-length defeat, 7 for 7 at Chester last time. It's not really what you want to be backing, is it, on a day full of class action? Rhapsody needs to prove a little bit after that seasonal debut, 6 for 7 at Kempton. Maybe coming back to turf will suit her better. Maybe this could go to one of the lesser exposed horses like Victoria Harbour for Carl Burke or Perfectual Craft for Ralph Beckett. But they all need to step forward really to be winning a listed race. So for me, guys, no bet in this 3:15, but best of luck if you're having a crack. Right, back to Haydock before the big one. It's the Temple Stakes Group 2. Tricky little race. Rumstar heads to bet in here after winning at Newmarket last time over the Bear 5. 10-3. Magira, who had switched to Ed Walker and got back to winning ways in Paris last time, is 4-1. And William Buick takes over in the saddle. The progressive American Affair. Go on, the American Affair. Drawn in stall 10 for Jim Goldie. Takes a step up in grade. Fairly quick turnaround, 9 days. Having won at York's Dante meeting last week. Is 11-2. Starlust making his seasonal return for Ralph Beckett, 7-1. Washington Heights, 7-1. She's quality 11s. Grand Marquise 12. Twilight Calls, who's always there or thereabouts, but is now with Richard Spencer, 16-1. And Bigger the Rest. Very tricky race, but I do like Magira. I think Magira is stepping forward. Last year she was only 3 lengths behind Bradsell at Deauville. We're not getting the clearest of passages at things. She is a progressive horse, and I think she is in fine form. She's obviously enjoying herself at Ed Walker's yard. William Buick on board. She's not the most straightforward ride, but she's definitely talented. And if she gets a strong pace to aim at, I can see her coming through late on. And she'd be the pick for me in stall 11. Hopefully that's not going to be an inconvenience to her. There's not tons and tons of pace on in this race, I must admit. But I do think Magira is a horse going places. And I think she's got the best form in the race at this current time. So Temple Stakes winner, Magira for me. At 3:30 at Haydock. Right, the big one of the day. The final race we're going to look at, guys, is over at the Curragh. It's the RS2000 Guineas. And my golly gosh, what a good race we have in store here today. I can't wait for this. Really fancy one in here. Heading the market is Field of Gold, your English 2000 Guineas runner-up under Colin Keane. Yes, they've kicked Kieran Schumacher out the way. Get out, Schumacher! Get out! Collins is in the game. He's in the saddle on Field of Gold. He's drawn in stall 9 and has just had a really good season already, right? He is a really nice horse. Finished very strongly at Newmarket. Couldn't quite match the pace of Ruling Court, if I'm being honest. And I'm not entirely convinced that Kieran Schumacher gave him a god-awful ride, but Kieran had done a lot wrong before that. Field of Gold, yeah, I just think he takes up too much of the market. I think this is miles deeper than him being a 5-6 on shot. I honestly really do. If you think Ruling Court took care of him, Shadow of Light was maybe a non-stayer. Then back and forth, you got Tornado Alert, who was 50-1. Like, I'm not. I know the Guineas always works out, but I'm not entirely convinced Field of Gold it should be this price. I think this is a good race. The few I couldn't have are Rashabar, Windlord, Comanche Brave, Scorthy Champ. I think It's not the same horse he was last year. Expanded. I think the 3 behind him in the market are big dangers. I think Officer could easily take a step forward. He was very impressive here at the Curragh. 3 times he's now raced here. He's won 2 of them. And Hot as Hell is the only Group 1 winner in the field, right? So I think it's deeper than the market suggests. But the one I want to be with, and I want to get stuck into this week, guys, is Cosmic Year. I think this horse is a real superstar. The way he won at Newmarket in a listed event last time, he didn't enjoy the track one bit. He didn't enjoy the dip. Slightly high head carriage. But he absolutely powered away. He ran the 7 furlongs quicker than the 2,000 guineas was over the same distance, 7 furlongs. My gosh, he is on the upgrade. I think he's very good. Very good indeed. And coming to a flat track, decent ground, I think it's going to really suit him. He's drawn in stall 5. That is no problem whatsoever. He's quick out the gates. He's going to be ahead of Field of Gold. There's just so much to like about him. I just think he's a real talent. A real talent. He's the one I'm going to be getting royally stuck into responsibly on Saturday. Really looking forward to watching this race and really looking forward to having a sizable bet here. I do think the market is speaking too heavily in Field of Gold's favour. As you can tell, guys, I think you know what the nap is. I think you know what the nap is on the Be Lucky podcast this week. Free to all if you want to become a member of Darryl Carter Racing and come and see everything we've got to offer. Join over 400 people, over 8 chat rooms, loads of content, runner-by-runner guides, anti-post looks, everything. All for just 26 quid a month. If you want to come and join me, come and join me. I am going to be capping this at a certain point to protect prices. I am. So don't miss out. Come and join us. But for now, everybody have a wonderful Saturday. And most importantly of all, right, be lucky.